So good evening everyone. We are the reporters of Module 6 entitled Rizal in Universidad Central de Madrid. So I am Shamel R. Karimlim and I am with my groupmates Gretchen Ferrer, Jael Hernandez, Keisha J. Manantan, Jasmine Raguine, and Diane Tabukol. So, in Madrid, Rizal enrolled in the Faculty of Medicine and Faculty of Philosophy and Letters. So, Jose Rizal's time at the Universidad Central de Madrid was a pivotal period in his life. Ito yung mahalagang yugto ng buhay niya na minarkahan ng kanyang pag-aaral. So, paglubog sa kultura at ang pagsibol ng kanyang mga nationalist ideas. And syempre, hindi lang niya ginamit o hinasa ang kanyang mga kaalaman at katalinuhan. Nagsimula rin siyang magpahayag ng kanyang vision para sa reform ng Pilipinas. So, nag-enroll siya noong November 3, 1882 and he pursued the 2 degrees which is the Medicine and Philosophy and Letters. So, while Rizal was studying medicine in Madrid, inasahan ng kanyang ama na magiging doktor siya. Pero lumabas ang matinding interest ni Rizal sa karunungan na lampas pa sa larangan ng medicine. Dahil na-discover ni Rizal ang philosophy and letters, ginawa niya itong paraan para maunawaan niya o mas malaman niya ang mga komplikadong kaisipan at lipunan ng tao. Na kalaunan ay ito rin ang nagbigay ng inspirasyon sa kanyang mga critics of Spanish colonialism. And he also took lessons in languages in Ateneo de Madrid. So Rizal took lessons in languages in Ateneo de Madrid because he wanted to improve his skills in communication and broaden his understanding of different cultures. So here are the further details of his lesson in languages in Ateneo de Madrid. So first, Rizal recognized the importance of language proficiency for his future endeavors, including writing and his advocacy for the Philippines. Second, studying languages exposed Rizal to diverse perspectives and fostered a deeper understanding of different societies. And third, the Ateneo de Madrid was renowned for its language programs, offering Rizal a rigorous and enriching learning experiences. And after he took lessons in languages in Ateneo, he also studied painting and sculpture in the Academia de Bellas Artes de San Fernando. So, Rizal studied painting and sculpture at the Academia Bellas Artes de San Fernando in 1882, while he was pursuing his studies at the Universidad Central de Madrid. So here are the some reasons why Rizal studied painting and sculpture at the Academia de Bellas Artes de San Fernando. First, because he had a natural inclination towards arts at nakikita niya ito bilang isang paraan ng pagpapahayag or way to capture beauty and convey emotions. And also, studying arts allowed him to immerse himself in Spanish culture and para pahalagahan ang mga artistic na tradition nito. Yon. So, and last, art studies complemented his other pursuits, particularly his writings, as it fostered his visual imagination and attention to detail. And next, he received scholarships and good grades in his academics that moved his compatriots to become serious too in their studies. So, yes, is it true that Rizal's academic achievements including scholarships and high grades and naging inspirasyon ito sa kanyang mga kapwa Pilipino. And also Rizal's success, especially in the prestigious institutions of Madrid, serve as powerful example for Filipino youth dahil ipinakita nito ang na makakamit nila ang kahusayan sa isang pang-international na yugto na nag-aalis ng mga pagdududa tungkol sa kanilang mga kakayahan. So, Rizal also visited museums, galleries, and Paris to observe their way of life. So, here are some reasons why Rizal did that. Bakit siya nag-observe? So, first, because the exposure to diverse cultures, nakatulong ito sa kanya na magkaroon ng mas malawak na pananaw sa buhay, sa politics, and also sa society. And he could also compare the ways of life in Europe with those of the Philippines na tinutukoy ang parehong kalakasan at kahinaan sa bawat sistema. And also, sa kanyang mga observation ay nagpasigla sa kanyang desire o pagnanais para sa pagbabago at sa reform ng Pilipinas, and informing his writings and his advocacy for social justice. So Rizal also purchased and read books in medicine, philosophy, languages, arts, history, and many others. So here are the reasons why Rizal reading across diverse subjects. First is because Rizal possessed an insatiable thirst for knowledge, exploring various fields upang mas mapalawak ang kanyang ideya sa mga nangyayari sa mundo at sa mga kung gaano kukomplikado ito. So, kinilala ni Rizal ang kahalagahan ng kaalaman bilang maging daan sa pagbabago sa lipunan at politika. He aimed to equip himself with the necessary understanding para ma-challenge ang colonial system at isulong ang karapatan ng kanyang mamamayan. And also, because of his extensive reading provided him with a wealth of information and inspiration for his literary works. So, nandyan si Noli Me Tangere at El Filibusterismo na tumalakay sa mga isyong panlipunan at nanawagan para sa reform. So, he also wrote articles and poets on patriotism and nationalism as well as his melancholies and romance. So, Rizal's writings, particularly his poems and essays or articles, I should say, are deeply infused with themes of patriotism and nationalism. So here are some of his most notable works. First, in his poems, there is a la Juventud Filipina. It means to the Filipino youth. Isunulat niya ito noong 1879. So this poem is a passionate call to Filipino youth to awaken from their lethargy and embrace their potential. Next, on his written poem is the El Amor Patrio. It means the love of country. Isinulat niya ito noong 1882. Pinapahayag ng tula na ito ang matinding pananabik ni Rizal sa kanyang tinubuang bayan o ang kanyang tinatawag na homeland at ang kanyang hindi natitinag na pagmamahal sa Pilipinas. So nagre-reflect dito yung pain ng pagiging malayo sa kanyang bansa at ang pagnanais na makita itong malaya at maunlad. And also the Mi Ultimo Adios means my last farewell. So this poem, written the night before his execution in 1896. Ito ay itinuring na isa sa pinakamakapangyarihang pagpapahayag ng magiging makabayan ng mga Pilipino. Ito ay isang matinding pamamaalam sa kanyang minamahal na Pilipinas. Ang tulang ito ay puno ng pagmamahal, pag-asa at isang panawagan para sa pagkakaisa at kalayaan. And also kabilang din sa patriotism and nationalism ni Rizal ang kanyang novels. Of course, nandyan ang El Filibusterismo, published in 1891, and Noli Me Tangere, published in 1887. So, these are just a few examples of Rizal's portfolio writings on patriotism and nationalism. And Rizal's melancholies stem from his deep understanding of the suffering of his people under Spanish colonial rule. So, isa sa mahalagang melancholies ni Rizal ay ang pagkawala ng kanyang sariling bayan, because he was forced to leave the Philippines for his own safety, and he spent many years in exile yearning for his home. Rizal also experienced melancholies of love. He was deeply in love with several women. Rizal delivered its speeches requested by his association, and also during the triumph of his compatriots Luna and Hidalgo in the National Expositions of Fine Arts in Madrid. So para sa kanyang association, siya ay naging miyembro ng La Liga Filipina, 'di ba? It is a reformist organization na siya mismo ang nagtatag, at ginamit niya ang mga talumpati or yung mga speeches upang isulong ang pagbabago at social justice para sa mga Pilipino. So, during his triumphs, he also spoke during celebrations of victories both and large for his fellow Filipinos. Maaaring kabilang dito ang anumang bagay mula sa mga lokal na tagumpay hanggang sa mga mas malawak na tagumpay para sa mga karapatang Pilipino. So, Juan Luna and Felix Hidalgo, sila ang dalawang kilalang Pilipinong mga artist na gumawa ng kasaysayan sa National Exposition of Fine Arts in Madrid noong 1884. So, umpisahan natin kay Juan Luna. So, Juan Luna's masterpiece is Polarium, a powerful depiction of Roman gladiators being dragged from the arena, captivated the judges at nanalo ng unang gold medal sa exposition. And habang si Felix Hidalgo naman, nakilala sa kanyang romantic and historical themes, ay nakamit din ang tagumpay sa kanyang painting na Christian Virgins Exposed to the Populace. So, nakakuha ng second prize. So, the success of Luna and Hidalgo was celebrated by Filipinos in Madrid, including Jose Rizal, who delivered a speech at a banquet of their honor. So, yun nga yung mga naging kaganapan sa success ni Luna and Hidalgo. So, for the next presenter, let's have Gretchen Ferrer.
So, he also joined different associations. Circulio Hispano-Filipino and the Brotherhood of Masons, they presented to him the contrary scenario in the Philippines, which were possibility of Indios and mestizos to be together, and the freedom to speak freely regarding authorities in the church. He practiced fencing and even enrolled in shooting, respectable marksman and swordsman. So, siya ay sumali sa iba't ibang samahan tulad ng Circulio Hispano, Filipino at Brotherhood of Masons. Sa mga grupong ito, nakita niya ang isang naiibang senaryo kumpara sa sitwasyon sa Pilipinas, kung saan posibleng magsama-samang mga Indio at mestizo, at malayang makapagsalita laban sa mga otoridad at simbahan. Bukod dito, siya ay nagsanay sa eskrima or defensing at nag-aral din ng pagbaril. Dahil dito, naging bihasa siya bilang isang magaling na mamamana at mahusay na eskrimador. Though engaged to Leonor Rivera, he was linked to a beautiful girl, Consuelo Ortega. It did not blossom because friendship and loyalty. So si Jose Rizal, pagamat engaged na kay Leonor Rivera, ay naugnay din kay Consuelo Ortega, isang maganda at kaakit-akit na dalaga. Gayunpaman, hindi nagpatuloy o nagbunga ang kanilang ugnayan. Ang dahilan nito ay ang kanyang respeto at katapatan sa pagkakaibigan nila ng kapatid ni Consuelo. Pati na rin ang kanyang pangako kay Leonor Rivera. Pinili ni Rizal na maging tapat sa kanyang mga prinsipyo at relasyon, kaysa magpadala sa pansamantalang damdamin. Degree of licentiate in medicine was conferred to him on June 21, 1884. He took a degree Doctor of Medicine to qualify to teach in the Faculty of Medicine. He finished the degree but the diploma was not awarded due to financial reasons. So, in June 21, 1884, iginawad sa kanya ang degree of licentiate in medicine na nanghuhulugang natapos niya ang kursong medisina at maaari na siyang mag-practice bilang doktor. Gayunpaman, nagpatuloy siya upang kumuha ng degree of Doctor of Medicine na kinakailangan upang makapagturo sa Faculty of Medicine, bagamat natapos niya ang mga kailangan para sa degree na ito. Hindi siya nabigyan ng diploma dahil sa kakulangan sa pera na kinakailangang pambayad. Degree of Licentiate in Philosophy and Letters was awarded on his 24th birthday. He was qualified to become a professor in humanities. He specialized in ophthalmology because of his mother's condition. 2 more years, he went to France and Germany to further his studies. So, ibinigay sa kanya ang titulong licentiate sa Pilosopiya at Panitikan nung siya ay 24 years old or sa kanyang birthday. Siya ay naging kwalipikado upang maging professor sa agham pantao. And nagpakadalubhasa siya sa ophthalmology dahil sa kondisyon ng kanyang ina. At 2 taon pang lumipas, nagpunta siya sa France at Germany upang ipagpatuloy ang kanyang pag-aaral.
His education in Europe broadened his understanding of what progressive education should be. He became radical and critical, most especially to the system of education in his motherland. Kasi remember, the system of education in Philippines that Rizal experienced, yes, is restrictive, racial, napakaraming discrimination, injustice, kahit magaling ka kung hindi ka yung favorite, yes, wala, diba? So that is his experience in Europe.
Medical Studies at the University of Santo Tomas in 1877 to 1882. Itong si Rizal ay nag-enroll sa Santo Tomas. After finishing the first year of a course, first philosophy and letters, he transferred to the medical course. Remember, after ng Ateneo, pumunta sa Santo Tomas and the course philosophy letters was influenced his father. Kaso nga lang, itong si nanay ay nagkasakit. May sakit pala si nanay. Kaya itong si Jose ay napagdesisyonan niyang maging doktor na lang para magaling si nanay. As a Tomasian, he won more literacy laurels, had other romances with pretty girls, and fought against Spanish students who insulted the brown Filipino students. Mother's opposite to higher education. Doña Tudora, who knew what happened to Gugulza, vigorously opposed the idea that Rizal will study at University of Santo Tomas. For higher studies, and told her husband, "Don't send him to Manila. Again, he knows enough. If he gets to know more, the Spaniards will cut off his head." So, natakot si nanay na baka mas maraming matutunan si Rizal at ang ugali naman ni Rizal ay nakipaglaban. Natakot siya, baka someday, parusahan siya ng mga Espanyol.
So, Rizal enters the university. April 1877, Rizal was then nearly 16 years old, matriculated in the University of Santo Tomas, taking the course on philosophy and letters. He enrolled this course for 2 reasons. First, his father liked it, and second, he was still uncertain as to what career to pursue. So, philosophy and letters offered a wide-ranging curriculum encompassing literature, history, logic, ethics, and other subjects. So, yung lawak nito, nagbigay kay Rizal ng strong foundation para sa karagdagang pag-aaral at nakatulong sa kanya na ma-explore ang iba't ibang larangan bago siya gumawa ng specific career path. Term 1877 to 78, in the University of Santo Tomas, Rizal studied cosmology, metaphysics, theodicy, and history of philosophy. So here are some reasons why Rizal studied those subjects. So because he was intellectually curious, hindi naman siya particular na naakit sa philosophy noong kapanahunan niya. But his primary interest at that point ay sa literature, history, and social issues. So, finishes surveying course in Ateneo in 1878. So, during his first school term in the University of Santo Tomas, 1877 to 78, Rizal also studied in the Ateneo. He took the vocational course leading to the title of Perito Agrimensor, or ang ibig sabihin ay expert surveyor. So Rizal excelled in all subjects in the serving course, obtaining gold medal in agriculture and topography. At the age of 17, he passed the final examination in the surveying course, but he could not be granted the title as surveyor because he was below age. The title was issued to him on November 25, 1881. So, yes, is it true that Rizal excelled in surveying and earned a gold medal in agriculture and topography? So, nakatanggap siya ng kanyang titulo bilang isang perito agrimensor, or yun nga, ang ibig sabihin ay expert surveyor. And noong November 25, 1881, nang matapos niya ang kurso, or nung natanggap niya yung parangal para sa kanya, dahil ito ay pagkatapos ng kanyang 17th birthday, dahil minimum age ang kailangan para sa award na yon.
So, after losing si Gunda Katigbak, or after the relationship with si Gunda Katigbak, na-in-love naman siya kay Leonor Rivera, known as Miss L. But, he stopped courting for two reasons. The first one is, hindi pa siya totally naka-move on, or hindi pa siya totally healed kay si Gunda Katigbak. The second one is, ayaw nung tatay ni Rizal sa family ni Miss L. During his sophomore year, or noong second year college siya, nag-boarding siya kila Doña Concaleva, at kapitbahay lang din nila si Kapitan Juan at Kapitana Sandy Valenzuela, at ang kanilang anak, charming daughter na si Leonor. So, he courted Leonor Valenzuela, who was a tall girl with a regal bearing, but as with Segunda, he stopped short of proposing marriage to Orang. Then, Rizal's next romance was with another Leonor Rivera, his cousin from Camiling, Tarlac. Leonor, born in Camiling on April 11, 1867, was a frail, maganda, tender as a budding flower with kindly, wistful eyes. Later on, engaged na sila. Between Jose and Leonor sprang on a beautiful romance. They became engaged. In her letter to Rizal, Leonor signed her name as Tainis. Tawagan nila yon, nilagay niya yon para maitago sa pamilya nila ang kanilang intimate relationship. So Rizal was a victim of Spanish brutality din. During the summer vacation in 1878, he was walking in the street. Then he dimly perceived the figure of a man while passing him. Not knowing the person due to the darkness, he did not salute nor say courteous, like good evening. So, the vague figure turned out upon Rizal, whipped up with his sword, and brutally slashed the latter on the back. And then, Rizal complained or reported the incident to General Primo de Rivera. But nothing came out of his complaint because due to the racial dynamic of colonial society, where he, as an Indio, faced systematic discrimination against the Spanish officer. So, due to the racial dynamic of colonial society, where he, as an Indio, faced systematic discrimination against the Spanish officer, then, nagsulat na siya ng letter kay Ferdinand Blumentritt, and inexpress niya yung frustration niya doon, stating sa nakasulat sa letter is, I went to the Captain General but I could not obtain justice. My wound lasted 2 weeks. So this incident highlight the challenges faced by Filipino under Spanish rule and Rizal personal experience with injustice. So, in year 1879, Liceo Artistico Literario, in English, Artistic Literary Lyceum of Manila, held a literary contest. Rizal submitted his poem entitled A la Juventud Filipina, in English, to the Filipino youth. So, the board judges was impressed by Rizal's poem and gave it the first prize. This poem is a shining glory poem, A la Juventud Filipina, a shining crown of Rizal. And Rizal got a first prize in this poem. So, ang tula ni Rizal ay the winning poem of Rizal is itinturing na classic in Philippine literature sa dalawang reason. First is, ito ang kauna-unahang naisulat or malaking tula sa Espanyol na isinulat ng isang Pilipino whose merit was recognized by Spanish literary authorities. And secondly, it's expressed for the first time the nationalistic concept ng mga Pilipino at hindi ng mga banyaga, were the fair hope of the fatherland. Sa pamamagitan ng kanyang mga tula, pinukaw ni Rizal ang damdaming makabayan at nagbigay inspirasyon sa mga Pilipino na ipaglaban ang kanilang kalayaan.
So next is the Council of the Gods in 1880. In the year 1880, the Artistic Literary Lyceum opened another literary contest, and Rizal, inspired by his poetical triumph the previous year, entered the literary jaws, submitting an allegorical drama entitled El Consejo de los Dioses, or the Council of the Gods. So the Council of the Gods, ito ay isang allegorical play or dula na isinulat ni Jose Rizal noong 1879 at unang na-publish noong 1880. So it was winning entry in a literary contest na ginanap ng Liceo Artistico Literario de Manila na ginugunita ang 4th centennial death anniversary ni Miguel de Cervantes, ang author ng Don Quixote. So, ang background ng story ng dulat ay tungkol sa sariling karanasan ni Rizal and the social context ng Philippines noong Spanish colonial period. And despite all objections, the prize was awarded to Rizal, a gold ring on which was engraved the bust of Cervantes. The winning allegory of Rizal was a literary masterpiece based on the Greek classics. The allegory established a parallel among Homer, Virgil, and Cervantes. So next is the other literary works. So Rizal produced other poems and zarzuela. This zarzuela was Junto al Pasig, or meaning beside the Pasig, which was staged by the Athenians on December 8, 1880. In the same year, he wrote a sonnet entitled A Filipinas for the album of the Society of Sculptures. So, the Junto al Pasig explores several themes na sumasalamin sa kanyang umusbong na pananaw sa pagkakakilanlan sa Filipino identity, social issues, at sa pagiging komplikado ng buhay under Spanish colonial rule. So, while yung Filipinas naman A sonnet written by Jose Rizal also expressed a deep love and admiration for his homeland, habang sumasalamin din ang mga struggles under Spanish colonial rule. And also other literary works. The year before, in 1879, he composed a poem entitled Abd Aziz e Mahoma, which was declaimed by an Atenean, Manuel Fernandez. Later in 1881, he composed a poem entitled Al MRP Pablo Ramon. So the Abd Aziz e Mahoma is a significant work of Rizal's early literary career. So nagpakita ito ng kanyang talento and also exploring complex themes and showcasing his evolving style. It also holds a significant place in Jose Rizal's literary career dahil isa ito sa mga naunang akda niya na isinulat noong siya ay 18 years old pa lamang. So next is Rizal's visit to Pakil and Pagsadyan. May 1881, Rizal went to a pilgrimage to the town of Pakil, famous shrine of the Virgen Maria de los Dolores. He was accompanied by his sisters, Saturnina, Maria, and Trinidad, and their female friends. From Pakil, Rizal and his party made a side trip to the neighboring town of Pagsadyan for two reasons. It as the native town of Leonor Valenzuela, one of Rizal's girlfriend in Manila, and to see the world fame Pagsadyan Falls. So, ang mga karanasan ni Rizal sa Pakil at Pagsadyan ay nag-ambag sa kanyang pag-unawa sa culture, history, at social realities na naka-impluwensya sa kanyang pagsulat, particularly sa kanyang novels na No Limit Tangere and El Filibusterismo.
Champion of Filipino students. In 1880, he founded a secret society of Filipino students in the University of Santo Tomas called Compañerismo, whose members were called companions of JU. He was the chef of this secret student society with his cousin from Batangas, Galicano Apacible. As secretary, as chef, he led the Filipino student into combat against Spanish student in various street fights. In 1880, the society was created to unite Filipino students and promote their interests. The founder, along with his cousin from Batangas, Galicano Apacible, played case roles in the establishment. Members of this secret group were referred to as compañeros. Unhappy days at the UST. Rizal was unhappy at the University of Santo Tomas, UST, due to several factors. The Dominican professor was hostile towards him, creating a difficult academic environment. Additionally, Filipino students, including Rizal, faced racial discrimination from the Spanish student and faculty. Despite being the most brilliant graduate of the Ateneo, Rizal was unable to win high scholastic honors at UTS. His excellent grade in his first year of philosophy course did not translate into success in his subsequent years in the medical program, where his academic performance was less impressive. The negative atmosphere at UST, compounded by racial prejudice in the repressive education system, likely played a role in this decline.
Because of the unfriendly attitude of his professors, Rizal, the most brilliant graduate of the Ateneo, failed to win high scholastic honors. Although his grades in the first year of the philosophy course were all excellent, they were not impressive in the 4 years of his medical course. After finishing the 4th year of his medical course, Rizal decided to stay. He could no longer endure the rampant bigotry, discrimination, and hostility in the University of Santo Tomas. For the first time, Rizal did not seek his parents' permission and blessings to go abroad because he knew that they, especially his mother, would disapprove it.